Hello, welcome to the Valentine's Day weekly online meeting of the Natural Right Sangha. It's February 14th, 2021. And actually, I'm recording this a bit earlier. And outside, I wish I could show you. I tried, but it was too bright. It's a beautiful snow is coming down. It's a snowstorm in Washington State, and we'll have about 6 inches here by the time things are done, supposedly. And some parts of the state are getting much, much more than that, which is quite incredible by our state. Not incredible, but it's a once in a year storm. If we get two like that, it's really something. And usually it's rain, but it is beautiful. The forest and with the snow on the branches and the snow gently coming down. It's not a whipping wind, so it's not as cool. Well, let's begin as usual with the meditation. So please set your timers to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, whatever you wish. Please remember the old adage that it's not the length of time, it's the quality of time in which we meditate that matters. And of course, if the meditation is me trying to get something or me trying to attain something, it's not coming from the framework that perhaps you'll come to eventually, which is that you don't need to attain anything, that everything is fine the way it is, and that you've already always been connected. You've already and always been connected to all that is and are all that is. So why worry about it and just make your meditation an abidance with all that is, including you, the little you, which is really part of the big you. It's the drop of water in the ocean that somehow thinks it's separate, but then all of a sudden knows, no, it's not separate. So let's meditate, letting thoughts go. If thoughts come, just let them be and don't follow them. Don't let grow on them. Don't, that's right, I've got this meeting tonight, or whatever it is. Let them go for now. And just notice the inhalation and the exhalation. Focus on the breath, and that's it. Okay, so set your timers. And as soon as you start the timer, go ahead and turn this off. And when it goes off, you can turn this back on again. So sitting up straight, relaxing, focusing on the breath. Let's begin. I can keep going, but it's not fair to you just watching me meditate, So I got a question this week, which will be a great change of pace for us to look at. And that is that I keep mentioning there are real teachers out there and there are really good people. And I'd like to tell you, I did this once or twice before, but I'd like to mention some who've gotten the highest acclaim and who people I really respect, think are excellent. Some of them I know, and some of them I just know by their YouTube clips. And one of these people is Swami Sarvapriyananda. I hope you can read it okay on there. It looks backwards to me here. I don't know why it would be backwards. I'm showing it to you the right way. But Swami Sarvapriyananda. Okay. Sarvapriyananda. is very excellent. Some of my most trusted spiritual people attest to this person's veracity and right onness and oneness with all that is, etc., etc. And another Swami who has the highest acclaim is Swami, I hope you can read this, Swami Sarvadevananda. Swami Sarva, that part's the same, and Ananda at the end is the same. The difference is the Deva in the middle and the Priya in the middle. So Swami Sarva Priyananda and Swami Sarva Devananda. And Sarva Devananda is Sarvadevananda. Okay, and this is another person that if you're looking for a real teacher, check them out online, see how they resonate for you. And this could be the best thing I've ever done, is to tell you about these people. Now, the next person is named Michael Comans, or Comans, C-O-M-A-N-S. Okay, C-O-M-A-N-S, Michael Comans. He's also known as Swami, or excuse me, as Sri Vasudevacharya. Now, I'm not going to write that. You can just do Michael Comans. Michael Comans. M-I-C-H-A-E-L for Michael Comans. I believe this person is Australian. And again, his other name is Sri Vasudevacharya. If you write Vasudevacharya and you find a great musician from India who died around 1961. So that's not the same guy. Now, I'm going to read you something that a trusted friend said about Michael Comans. He said, quote, his book, The Method of Early Advaita, is the most brilliant writing I've encountered regarding Gaudapada, Shankara, and Shankara's four main disciples. Whoa. Okay, we've talked about Gaudapada and Shankara, and this is the most brilliant writing in the English language that my friend has found regarding these people. And again, it's the Method of Early Advaita, which you can kind of look for. You'll find it. It takes a little bit of searching. There are some free downloads of the PDF available online at a couple sites. But Michael Coleman's book, The Method of Early Advaita, is highly recommended. I would suppose that other things by Michael Comans were very good too, but this in particular. Now, another person who was highly recommended, and I will write the name. This is another easy name. And this person, I believe, is English and is a senior person now, I believe in their 70s at least. I'm not sure of the age of Michael Comans. I believe the two Swamis are in their 40s or 50s. They're relatively young, I believe. And the fourth person is Ananda Wood. Ananda Wood. Now, you'll notice that we have Ananda, and Ananda here, okay? Three Anandas. Well, as we've mentioned before, this Ananda is usually translated as bliss or spiritual bliss. Personally, when I think of bliss, I think of people going around going, wow, man, groovy, and feeling all wonderful, big smiles and dancing on the cobblestones and all this. It's not that kind of bliss necessarily. It's more of an inner peace. It's more of the peace that Jesus talked about, that is like the peace that surpasses all understanding. And in other words, it's beyond the rational mind. It's a peace that comes with knowingness and being with all that is. And the next person we're going to talk about also has Ananda in their name. But Ananda Wood, and I'll read you my quotation from my trusted friend. By the way, my trusted friend who gave me this list of people, and I checked it out with some others, he would be on the list if he was willing to be public, but he's not. He's a true forest hermit, and he keeps to himself, and that's the way he wants it. So I will not publicize him. But be aware those people are out there, and I hope you meet some too. But my friend said that the assorted verses of Ananda Wood, okay, he says, skip the first 15. Those were probably done early and he wasn't totally there yet. But after the first 15 of the, quote, assorted verses by Ananda Wood, my friend says that these are the best original writing on awareness in the English language. The best original writing on awareness in the English language. Wow. Okay. Ananda Wood's assorted verses, skip the first 15 and read the rest. Now, awareness, of course, is a big topic too. One of the few differences between some Buddhists and the Advaita folks, the non-dual folks, is what is the utter essence of all that is? Is it the nothingness, the emptiness that has no filling, or is it awareness, an impersonal awareness that encompasses all that is? So does the emptiness come from the awareness, or does the appearance of awareness come from the emptiness? Now, I often talk about, this is like the early Christians talking about how many angels can dance on the head of a needle, and that it really doesn't matter. If you get to that point, and that's your only spiritual question left, you're in really good shape. You're doing fine. And as the next man on the list, Swami Atmananda said, he said, if you had two masters who were sitting in front of the room and that was their only point of a philosophical so-called dispute or discussion, you would find that they were so together on everything that there'd be really no reason to even quibble over it. Now, so the fifth person is one I've mentioned before. And this is another Ananda, but this is Swami Atmananda. Sorry, I'm writing poorly right now. But Swami Atmananda Udasin. And the reason I put the Atmananda Udasin in there, Swami Atmananda is Atman, Anda, and then Udasin, Atmananda. And Udasin, Udasin, is put there because there are a lot of Swami Atmanandas. You don't want to get the wrong one. Now, this one has a ashram in Rishikesh in northern India, and it's a beautiful place. And if you could ever get to see him in one of his satsangs in Rishikesh itself or in Europe, you would be very blessed indeed. So Swami Atmananda Udasin, Ananda Wood, Michael Comans, Swami Sarvadevananda, and Swami Sarvapriyananda. Those five, I hope you can see them correctly because on my screen they look backwards, but you're looking the other way, so you should be fine. any of those five would be excellent persons to read, to listen to, if you can, on YouTube or in person, etc. Highly recommended. And I appreciate the question coming in. So this will be a short meeting this week. I'd appreciate more questions or comments or things coming in at any time to mark@naturalrightsangha.org. So let's finish, as we usually do, with the four immeasurables. I'm smiling because I didn't say four agreements. Those are different. Those are part of the precepts and they're great, but that's different. So we'll finish with the four immeasurables. So we start with we. And please repeat. May we have happiness and the causes of happiness. May we be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May we never be separate from the happiness that is free of sorrow. May we reside in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion. Okay, now we'll do the second time. This time we'll say for all people, all beings, the universe, all that is, whatever you wish. Yeah, and I hope it's not hard to include people that in their dualistic physical forms are distasteful or hard to deal with, or that you absolutely don't like or hate. I hope you don't hate anybody, but if you do, try to include them too. This could help them and it could help you. So for all. May all have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all never be separate from the happiness that is free of sorrow. May all reside in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion. So I hope all goes well with the precepts. And it's an interesting time, a little bit more hopeful than it was a few weeks ago as far as moving forward in a healthier world and a world free to be free. I don't know. What do I say? I could go on for an hour. But hey, please have a great week and best of luck in your endeavor to keep the precepts. And see you next week.